All right, we recently added a new addition to our, our tactical pop quiz that we do on Wednesdays during the daily gun show. And we added an extra element. Now when someone wins the tactical pop quiz, they pick someone randomly, I guess, from our Patreons, the people that help financially support our projects. And we send our Patreons a loot pack or a loot kit. I don't know what we're calling it. So we're going to take a bubble wrap envelope, so this will hold anything we can put into it, and we're going to start there. So we have insurance and tracking, and we're going to start adding some stuff that we've collected along the way over the last years on the Gun Show Loophole tour. And this is our way of saying thanks to our Patreons and adding an extra element to our tactical quiz. So this one's going out to RawDog, who's been a Patreon supporter for 11 months. We really appreciate that, and it was picked randomly by the winner of the Tactical Pop Quiz on the Daily Gun Show the other day. So we're going to start out with this, the Big Gun Show Journal. This is pretty cool. This is a journal of all the different gun shows that happened throughout the years. I just discovered this, I think my last time I went to the Tulsa Gun Show. Yes, it's from April 18. So I grabbed a bunch of these. We're sending that one out to you. We've got a 2017 issue of the Wanenmacher guide and a 2018. Hopefully we'll be adding another one to the library this year. We've got the schedule from the 33rd annual Gun Rights Policy Conference. That was last year's, held in Chicago. On the way up there, we stopped in Las Vegas, New Mexico, like we do whenever we can find an excuse. And this is a little guide that comes from the city. They filmed actually quite a few movies there besides Red Dawn. So this is a large format, kind of a magazine from the city. We've got the guide from, this is last year's? No, this last year's SHOT Show. So this is something that comes in the mail to help get you prepped for the show. And it's a way that we can send something out to let people who might not get this stuff in the mail experience the show. In addition to that, this is a magazine, again, to kind of give you some idea of what the SHOT Show's like. We'll send that out to you. This is interesting. This was a handout at one of the gun shops in California. So this is actually going to, well, I guess I shouldn't tell you where it's going, but you'll be able to see what it's like to see a ad from a gun shop in California. And then last we have some information about freedom and firearms. That's a brochure from the Gun Rights Policy Conference. I think next I'll sneak in this, which is a pack of stickers that I've just kind of accumulated a lot of stickers over the years and divided them up. So what do we got here? A Remington Military and Police, a Granite Gear, a couple of Yamahas. There's a little Canic one fell down. Camelback Glock. This one is, I think, from, who's that from? That's kind of a military unit patch, I guess. A couple of Fragile patches, UTG, Smith & Wesson, a couple of DPMS got stuck together there, so you'll get a couple of them, a CMMG, FN, ammo.com, a Bushmaster, and a Night Force, just a bunch of random stickers to plaster all over a toolbox or a gun case or something. We've got a brochure from the Gun Owners of America. I probably picked that up at the Gun Rights Policy Conference. On the way up there, we'd like to stop at the NRA Whittington Center, which is just south of, well, it's actually just north of Albuquerque, I guess, south of Dragonman's. Here's another brochure from Las Vegas, New Mexico, and this is more specifically about the movies that were filmed there, and the most important movie ever. Next, we've got a brochure from the Clark County Shooting Range, just north of the city of Las Vegas, in the area there, and very cool public shooting range. Also in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Shooting Center, just a brochure to kind of see, if you stayed at a hotel or something, this is the kind of thing you'd see to get an idea of the machine gun shoot there. We've got something from the Buffalo Bill Center of the West, and one of the coolest places in Cody, Wyoming, the Cody Firearms Experience. This is a public range. You can go and shoot. They've got this, they have a picture of the shooting gallery. They've got a bunch of history. Actually, at this point, now that the museum is shut down for remodeling, this is probably more interesting history of guns than you'll get at the big museum there. And then you've got ability to shoot there at real ranges And then there you go, a shooting gallery, which is like light, like little laser beams, so there's no projectiles or anything. Real safe for kids. And it's just in front of the east gate of the Yellowstone, which, from what I hear, has like 2.5 to 3 million visitors each year. Every one of them that goes past sees this big sign, this big van outside that says shoot guns, big billboard outside that says shoot guns. Went in there, really cool people. So you're going to get a patch from there too once we get to the patch portion of this giveaway. Really cool place in Cody, Wyoming. You got Bill's Gun Shop, a gun shop in a couple of different states throughout Minnesota, Wisconsin, and North Dakota. I stopped at a shop in Wisconsin and in North Dakota, and real cool people there. This is a thing from winter of 2018 from the Second Amendment Foundation. This is one of the gun shops in Illinois. A really cool flyer. I think that's neat. An inexpensive little flyer to let people know or remind people to check them out on social media. I think fairly colorful, using a familiar icon, but getting gun shops out on the web. Ideally, they'd put gun channels on there. If Get Guns is watching this, it'd be great if you put gun channels on there, because we're a community that actually cares about guns, and we're not going anywhere. We got Brownell's retail store. As I was driving up to that gun rights policy conference, stopped by the Brownell's actual retail location. Interesting. Right before that, though, I stopped at this Centennial Gun Club, a very nice gun club, shooting range, and gun shop in Denver. I'd say this is one of the nicest gun shops I've been to in the country, and I've been to quite a few nice ones. This is a really cool shop, worth checking out if you're ever in Denver, just for the experience. Then you've got, what is this, just another brochure from Las Vegas, New Mexico. So can't get enough of the Red Dawn shooting locations. And then last, something from California. If you ever get to LA, the Autry Museum is a must visit. There's a lot of cool gun stuff there, interesting art and Western history, but really cool guns there. Next, we've got the map from this year's SHOT Show. It's a really big map to give you, again, some scale of the show. We'll get into some stickers that are more from the tour than just random stickers. So we've got one from the Illinois State Rifle and Pistol Association. We picked that up at the Gun Rights Policy Conference. They were one of the organized, or the host groups for the event last year. This is Tread Lightly, a really cool organization we met up with at SAR Show a couple years back, and they're a public organization instead of a government organization, trying to do awareness and education for people who use the outdoors together. So hunters, horseback riders, mountain bikers, hikers, shooters, working together without government interference to work together to maintain our private lands. I think that's a worthy effort, and we'll try to do more on this in the future. We've got the gun store, one of my favorite places in Vegas. I've been there maybe the longest or the second longest as far as a rental range. And ever since I've been going to Vegas, which is since probably the 80s or 90s, I've been checking out the gun store. It's been great to see it evolve as a shop and as a range and as an ambassador to guns to not just people in the United States, but imagine how many people the gun store has been an ambassador for the Second Amendment and for guns, for freedom, and everything that represents. So I think that's a cool shop. They have a great Instagram page. Definitely worth checking them out. We got the Buffalo Bill Museum of the West. Not every gun thing is a winner, right? Now we got Wind River Outdoor Company, a really cool gun shop and outfitter in Lander, Wyoming, a place that's significant to me. I used to spend some time out there when I was younger. A sticker from there, which looks like the periodic table, but it's actually tougher than shitism. So, or tougher than shittium, and then it has the Wyoming abbreviation. People in Wyoming will understand that. We've got Planet Fitness. Might seem funny, but Planet Fitness is how I'm able to afford to do the Gun Show Loophole Tour with the funding of people on Patreon. I use the showers there and the parking lot sometimes. Potentially I could use their internet too. So it's a great resource for the kind of trip I'm doing, which is no frills and trying to save money as much as possible. So they give you free stickers when you are a member, so I'm just passing some of those along. Capitol Armory, a great gun shop in Austin, Texas. Worth checking out their Instagram if you like suppressors. You're going to dig their Instagram. BMC Tactical, a gun shop and a manufacturer of cool morale patches out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. You'll see more from them in the giveaway here. Got Gallison's Guns out of Salt Lake City, another awesome gun shop, and they do their stickers in a pair like that for dueling. Really neat. AZ Guns, another shop that's cool here in Arizona. We've got the Shoot Smart range in, this one's actually in, the one I visited is in Fort Worth, Texas. And visited that one a couple of times now. And then the range at Austin, say again, on par with the Centennial Gun Club as one of the nicest ranges I've seen in the country so far. Real treat to just experience it. Can't imagine if you lived there how cool it would be to be able to shoot there regularly. Next, let's move on to the patches. So all this stuff should still fit in this envelope, but I guess if we have to, we'll expand a little bit because this stuff will start to get a little bulkier. We've got a SIG patch, probably came from SHOT Show. Little Glock hat pin or something came from SHOT Show. This is an IWI, I think this is a zipper pull, but you could put that on like a range bag or something, make the zipper a little bit easier to get to. And you could always hold it upside down, and it's like IMI, like back in the day. Then you got ticks. The tick magnet demerit patch and the flashlight friend demerit wear patch. So these are some patches that are meant to kind of do humorous takes on merit badges. Back when the original owner of that company and I were still doing the patch game, or still working our way up the patch game, we exchanged a bunch of patches and stuff. So that's some from that trade. Then we got one from Sierra Bullets. This was me and P226 Nut, a knife maker out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Took me on a tour of some of the gun shops in the area, and I grabbed these for real cheap. So I've thrown one of these into the patch, or into the batch, I guess. Then we've got some patches that, a little more significant ones that we collected on the Gun Show Loophole tour. One from the current new logo from the Second Amendment Foundation, or I guess the new patch from the Second Amendment Foundation. I mentioned that cool gun shop in Cody, Wyoming, the Cody Firearms Experience. Grabbed a bunch of their patches. I really want, one of the goals of the Gun Show Loophole tour is to find these cool gun shops and share them, but also to leave a couple of dollars there. And part of what we do with the Patreon funds is I spent $1,800 last year, and part of that is buying patches like this at gun shops that are awesome. So I forget how much these cost, probably a couple of $3 or something. We left these, I don't know, some money at the gun shop by buying these patches, so that gun shop knows that they're valued, and then we're sending these patches out to people who we value. And I wish I had I need to get a new sewing machine so I can sew Velcro on some of these for everybody, but you never know if people want them with Velcro anyway. So like this one I just left in the package. But this is from the NRA Whittington Center in northern New Mexico, an awesome facility. You might hate the NRA, but don't hate their facilities. That is one of the cooler facilities, and because it's out in the middle of nowhere, it's a little different than some of the others, like the Clark County, for example. We talked about GAT guns. We'll still talk about them, I think, once we dig into the business cards. But here's their newest, well, here's their patch. I don't think they've had a patch before. So last time I visited to get up to the Gun Rights Policy Conference last year, I was able to grab a bunch of their patches. Kind of a cool, you can't hardly see it in the bag there. It's just a nice gray, really cool patch. Another shop that has their own patches, Military Surplus, or CC Military Surplus, and this is out of St. Paul, Minnesota, and a really cool place. And this is actually a surplus store, but you'll see some other stuff from that store in the package here. But it's always cool when we see a place have their own patches, and they actually build their own patches in-house. So they do their own designs and stuff too. Check them out online. I think it might be a chain, so check out the one that's north of St. Paul. From that Wind River outdoor company, we've got the Wyoming kind of thing. Or no, actually this I got in in Riverton, Wyoming, sorry. But it's the same deal. It's a Wyoming dude kind of patch without any Velcro. I guess next we'll go into the loot. So we still got, I think we can still cram all this into that bubble wrap package under there. Picked up a Glock lanyard along the way somewhere, so we'll throw that in there. At the CC Military Surplus, we found these awesome giant safety pins, which are probably like a weapon. These might be illegal in California, but just as a great safety pin for gear, or for like using like a carabiner or something, we're throwing that in there. We've got a brass 50 BMG turned into a bottle opener from RSM Firearms in northern Illinois. We chatted and talked with them quite a bit. Very cool place. Got an ITW whistle. This is a rescue whistle. You might laugh about whistles and stuff, but these things can really save your life when you're trapped or something, or you're maybe locked someplace and you run out of breath yelling. A whistle is a very loud, a very efficient way to make noise. can be used to alert someone on the other side of a crowd. The series of whistles or the pattern can be used to convey information. This particular from ITW, made in the USA in Chicago, high quality polymer. These are the same company that invented the little piece of plastic that goes in to hold 6 cans together in a 6-pack. Valid company, has been around for a long time. Lots of Brady compliant, meaning made in the USA, military contracts. Very cool company. And this is a whistle they came up with. It has no ball or anything, so that means it's going to work in any weather conditions. It won't freeze up, in other words. And honestly, I don't know what this little guy is here, but I'm sure that's something. And then you've got a way to attach a little cord to it or whatever. You've got this clip, which works with MOLLE so that it fits into MOLLE. And the way that it fits, it keeps that thing from getting all clogged up. Really loud, and I won't blow it since it's clean and it's going out to them, but the ITW rescue whistle, very cool little thing. And then this USB charger. So this is just a power bank battery. Just looks like a, if it's in focus good, it looks like a big shotgun shell. So maybe like a giant 6 gauge or something if there was such a thing. A couple other things. We got some brochures. This one's from the J.M. Browning Museum, literally from the museum itself. It's a postcard, but it's super cool. It's this picture of the old factory. I think that was the second factory after he invented the 1911. They moved into this one. And you've got the brothers standing in front. And then you've got the sign from the town of Calumet, Colorado, which is really Las Vegas, New Mexico. And you'll see more on that girl later. And then when we picked these up for SARS show a couple years ago for our gun show Perk Patreon level, had a couple of extras. So this is the comic book version from the olden days, from the 60s and 70s, or 60s, I guess. Should say 1969. The comic book version of the AR or the M16 maintenance manual. I guess they thought that GIs would read it more with the new weapons platform if it looked like a comic. Last couple of things are some business cards from some of the gun shops that we visited along the way. We do lots of work with Allen Anchor out of California, and on the tour last year we got to go out and see their facilities, which are cool. Everything's made in the USA. We got Dragon Man's business card. So I don't know how many people have Dragon Man's business card. BMC Tactical in Albuquerque. Very cool people. Cat Guns, we talked about their patch in there. You got the Fox Valley Shooting Range, which is in northern Illinois. Got Gallison's Guns in Salt Lake, Utah. King's, which is in Oklahoma, kind of south of Oklahoma City, if I remember. Got Hans Military Surplus. If you're ever in Las Vegas, this is one of the better surplus stores in the country. And then a couple from AZ Guns. I guess one from AZ Guns, which is that gun shop here in Arizona with a sticker that we grabbed. Let's see, we're going to throw in some stickers from our collection. We've got the drawing of Robert from Red Dawn and the Calumet Girl. That's a couple of ours. Got the hot dog sandwich, an old one, the Haas USMC, friend of ours. Just throwing that one in there. Allen Anchor just made up some of these cool Gun Channel sparkly stickers, if I can get it to focus. Throwing one of the first ones of those to go out in with you. The 2A History Project, since all of your support allows me to work on that 2A History Project. I do it with the help of my pup, so we had a couple of silhouettes from Oro and the new marshmallow sticker, so thanks for helping to keep them fed along the way. And then we'll wrap it all up with some of the Gun Show Loophole stickers. I guess I had a strip of these Gun Saves Lives stickers from Alan Corwin in there. I'll throw those in. We have the Gun Show Loophole Tour card, which I gave out last year. If I visited a gun shop, I'd leave them a sticker and a decal and a card like this that said thank you for your hospitality, because they took some time with me, and give them a little something to say thanks and let them know where we're going to be sharing their reviews of their shop and pictures and things like that. We have the PVC patch of the last year's tour ticket made up during the patch batch last year. You'll get one of those. And Angelina made us up some of the logo patches as well. So from the 17 tour, we've got the road sign looking one. From the 18 tour, we've got the Loophole looking one. And then this year's we've got the Gun Show Loophole cereal. We're going to finish it all up with, again, thank you to the people over on Gun Channels who make this all possible, facilitate a lot of the work that we're doing, and the people over on Patreon who allow us to work on projects like this. This is all going out as a kind of extra perk from an idea we had to include the Patreon supporters on our tactical quiz, which is somewhere at the bottom of all of this. So thanks for the people that watch us on the Daily Gun Show each weeknight over on Gun Channels. We go live and talk about gun stuff. And for the people that participate in the show, we have the tactical quiz. And for the people that support us, we try to say thanks as much as we can, while at the same time supporting and promoting all the different places that we're able to visit on the Gun Show Loophole Tour. Thanks again for watching and supporting the projects. Till next time.